The path is your own journey.
Right.
The initiate has to go on its own journey. And you can't take nothing with you. And you at the goddamn crossroads. And the crossroads is, are you ready to go to the next level?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I can't take you to the next level. You got to make that decision.
All right, so let's talk about addressing insecurities. And I seem to find myself speaking on this and dealing with this in some shape or form on a daily basis. This is something we all deal with to a certain extent, even if we avoid dealing with it, addressing the insecurity. So, like my daughter was telling me, she ain't really ready to go back to school because it's just uncomfortable, because she's an introverted person, she's a laid back person, and she find herself, sitting off to the side and not being social and things like that. Even though she tells me that's what she want to do. She want to be social. She want to do some social activities and be a part of the group to a certain extent. So I told her, like, you're going to have to address your end of the bargain. When I say that, I mean this. You can't want something and not be receptive of it. You can't want something and not give it. You can't want a friend but not be open to learning how to be a friend. So me, as one of her teachers and somebody that she looked to for mentorship, I tell her, like, I don't have all the answers. The answer is going to come through presence as you deal with the experience. So I show her how a lot of times we just constantly seeing others, seeing circumstances, seeing situations and events as direct reflections of ourselves. We always saying, it's always like that. We just don't see it all the time. Let me put it like that. So I told her, go to school tomorrow. Go to school, sit in the lunchroom, and open up more. She said she have her head down a lot of times and she just, watch her show or something. I said, no, how about you pick your head up? How about you look around? How about you breathe into the situation? Same thing I tell her because she played ball. Same thing I tell her in basketball. Breathe into the situation, breathe into the discomfort so that you can get a more of a feel for where the insecurity lies at. Because here's the thing, when we're not open to facing it, we're not receptive to where the message is at. It's like we cutting off our phones and putting it on airplane mode and still trying to work the GPS. I hope that's a good analogy for y'all. That's what I got right now. That's all I got. So, you can't find your destination if you got your phone on airplane mode. And that's what we do a lot of times because we get riddled with anxiety. We dwell in spaces of depression and we make up narratives about what truly is an insecurity. We make narratives about the world outside of us, about the people outside of us. She said to me that a lot of them are immature and a lot of them run in groups and they act in a certain type of way. And I'll let her know they're only acting like that because they are avoiding addressing their insecurity in an overt manner. And I pointed out to her that she addresses she keeps herself from addressing her own insecurities in a covert manner. So nobody won't know because you're sitting down and you're not bothering anybody and you're off to the side. It seems innocent, but really it's a cheat because you're not playing fair at this point. At this point, you're closing yourself down to opportunities. You're closing other people down from learning and being able to experience you and learn from you. You know what I mean? So we gotta understand life is a two-way street, and we gonna always rub up against insecurities to some extent. But the key is to try to face it, so that you can locate where the insecurity is derived from. And what you're going to find is it has nothing to do with the outside world. Even if it's coming from an initial trauma that you might have had in the past and things like that, the blame still doesn't go on the outside world. The blame goes on the fact that you yourself are in control of if you're going to be receptive or if you're going to close yourself down to the experience, to facing the insecurity and seeing what the insecurity about and addressing the insecurity and just pulling up on it. And you're going to find that it's yourself. That's it. That's all we have here is us and reflections of us. So I watch and be careful about who I judge, or when I'm repelled by something, I always start to ask myself, like, okay, what is it about me that doesn't like that? What is it about me that is repelled by that? Let me not be so fast to just turn the cheek and call that thing something and reference it as something and then turn away and compartmentalize something that could be a teaching experience. Because the only thing that's going to happen is how the universe works. Only thing going to happen is I'm going to find myself back at square one, dealing with it in a different situation, maybe a new person, maybe a new setting, maybe a new plot. But it'll be the same shit. It'll still be a reflection of the insecurity that lies within. And this is all spirituality is about. So I can't tell the kids, oh no, just read a book or just do this. Nah, go to the situation and enter the situation as receptive as you can and learn what you can from it. And it's going to begin to become something that is not as scary as it was in the beginning, because you address the insecurity head on. And that's what we're here to do.